Have you ever truly stopped and wondered if your body is sending you quiet warnings? Not the loud, obvious alarms like sudden, sharp pain, but subtle, persistent whispers that something serious might be looming on the horizon. As we journey through life, and especially as we age, it becomes only natural to become more attuned to the symphony of changes within our health. But here's a critical truth. Sometimes the most important, life-altering signs are the ones we are most likely to overlook, the ones we least expect. In this video, we are going to dive deep into 5 surprising signs that doctors and end-of-life specialists say could mean that a serious health challenge and potentially death may be closer than you realize. Now, I understand that this might sound alarming at first, and it's a topic many of us would rather avoid, but I urge you to stay with me. Recognizing these signs early, in yourself or in a loved one, could be the single most powerful action you take. It could be the very thing that helps you take the right steps to get help in time. These insights are not meant to scare you. They are meant to empower you, to give you a vocabulary for your body's secret language, a form of knowledge that could truly make a life or death difference. From unexpected, perplexing changes in your energy levels to unusual physical symptoms that seem to appear out of nowhere, each of these signs tells a story your body is desperately trying to share.
And here is the most important part. The reason this conversation is so vital. Countless people overlook these signs every single day. They rationalize them, thinking they're just an inevitable part of getting older, a minor inconvenience, or simply nothing to worry about. But doctors on the front lines of healthcare warn that paying meticulous attention to these specific clues could save your life. So, I encourage you, with sincere urgency, to stay tuned until the very end. Because by the time we finish, you'll have discovered how spotting these signs can not only protect your physical health, but also grant you a profound peace of mind, the kind that comes from knowing exactly what to watch for. Now let's get started. Number 1. Sudden, unexplained weight loss. One of the clearest and most frequently misinterpreted signs that something serious might be going on inside your body is if you start losing weight without trying. Let's be honest, in our modern world, this can seem like a blessing. You see, as we get older, it's a well-known fact that for most of us, our metabolism tends to slow down a bit. Many people find it increasingly harder to keep the weight off, fighting a constant battle with the scale.
That is precisely why, when the pounds start melting away without any conscious effort, when you haven't changed your diet, haven't been exercising more, and yet the number on the scale keeps relentlessly dropping week after week, it is a sign that demands your immediate and undivided attention. This kind of weight loss is often insidious and gradual at first, so it can easily sneak up on you. You might just notice your clothes feeling a little looser, your belt cinching a notch tighter. You might catch your reflection in a shop window and realize, with a start, that your face looks thinner, more angular than before. What's critically important to understand is that this type of sudden, unexplained weight loss can point directly to serious conditions that your body is trying to cope with in silence. Doctors, particularly oncologists and geriatric specialists, often see this as one of the first outward signs of significant internal problems, such as certain types of cancers, severe systemic infections, or advanced organ diseases like heart, lung, or kidney failure. These illnesses can dramatically increase the energy your body burns at rest, a state known as hypermetabolism. They can also subtly reduce your appetite without you even consciously noticing it at first. When your body is fighting something significant, it uses a tremendous amount of energy, and if you're not eating substantially more to compensate, the weight inevitably comes off. Your body is essentially sacrificing its own tissues to fuel the fight.
Consider the story of a man we'll call Arthur, who at 72 shared how he initially thought dropping 15 pounds over 3 short months was a fantastic thing. He'd always wanted to lose a little weight around his middle, so when it happened without much effort, he didn't think twice. He felt a sense of accomplishment, but as time went on, that feeling was replaced by a creeping, pervasive weakness. He found it harder to do the simple things he enjoyed, like gardening or walking his dog. It turned out he was dealing with an aggressive underlying illness that needed treatment right away. His story serves as a powerful reminder that not all weight loss is a sign of good health. The key here, the absolute takeaway, is to listen to your body's narrative. If you're losing weight without trying, and especially if that weight loss is paired with other subtle changes, like feeling more tired than usual, losing your appetite, or simply not feeling right, it is more than worth a conversation with your doctor. People sometimes hesitate. They worry that they're overreacting or they've internalized the belief that all these changes are just part of getting older. But this isn't about overreacting. It's about being proactive. It's about giving yourself the best possible chance to address something early if it is, in fact, serious. Don't be afraid to reach out for help. Your doctor can run simple blood tests and investigations to figure out what's causing the weight loss and help you get to the bottom of it. Sometimes it might be something relatively simple that can be addressed with dietary changes. Other times it might be a sign of something that needs more immediate medical care. Either way, you're taking an intelligent, responsible step by paying attention and taking action when needed. The most important thing is to remember that your body is always talking to you. It is up to us to learn how to listen.
Number 2, severe fatigue that doesn't improve with rest. Another sign that often slips under the radar, but one that doctors warn should never, ever be ignored, is a persistent, profound fatigue that just doesn't seem to go away, no matter how much rest you get. It's crucial to differentiate this from normal tiredness. This is not the kind of satisfying weariness you feel after a busy day working in the yard or a joyful afternoon playing with the grandkids. This is a deeper, more draining, soul-crushing exhaustion that seems to cling to you like a heavy, wet blanket from the moment your eyes open in the morning until you collapse into bed at night. What makes this specific kind of fatigue so concerning from a medical standpoint is that it can be a primary signal that your body is working in critical overtime to deal with something serious. Many people incorrectly assume that feeling tired all the time is just an unavoidable consequence of getting older. But doctors and medical experts are quick to caution that there is a vast, clinically significant difference between the normal, gradual decrease in energy associated with aging and the profound, persistent fatigue that signals a deeper problem.
If you begin to notice that simple, mundane tasks like getting dressed, preparing a simple meal, or even just having a conversation on the phone leave you feeling completely worn out and needing to rest, that is your body waving a giant red flag. Let's talk about a gentleman named Benjamin, who was 76. He shared that he started feeling unusually tired even after what he thought was a full night's sleep. He would wake up, sit in his favorite armchair with his morning coffee, and instead of feeling refreshed and ready for the day, he'd feel as if he hadn't rested at all. An immense heaviness settled over him. At first, he brushed it off, thinking maybe he wasn't sleeping as deeply as he used to. But as the days turned into weeks, and the weeks into a month, he realized something was fundamentally wrong. His doctor later discovered that his heart wasn't pumping as strongly as it should, a condition known as heart failure. Addressing it with medication made all the difference in the world. Benjamin's story is a powerful reminder that paying attention to this kind of profound fatigue can be life-saving. The kind of fatigue we're talking about often comes with other small changes you might overlook at first.
You might feel more winded than usual after climbing a few stairs. You might find yourself needing to sit down more often during the day. Some people notice they start falling asleep unintentionally during the day, or they lose interest in activities and hobbies they once cherished simply because they don't have the physical or mental energy to engage.
What's important to understand is the why behind it. Your body is trying to tell you something. When vital organs like your heart, your lungs, or your kidneys aren't functioning the way they should, your body must expend significantly more energy just to compensate and maintain basic life functions. This internal, unseen struggle leaves you feeling completely drained. Number 3. Shortness of breath during simple activities. Here is a sign that can truly catch people off guard, and that doctors say should never be ignored. Shortness of breath that shows up during simple everyday tasks. This isn't the kind of predictable breathlessness you'd expect after jogging a mile or doing heavy yard work. This is when you find yourself struggling to catch your breath while doing things that never used to bother you in the slightest. It might happen when you're making the bed, walking to the mailbox, or even just getting dressed in the morning. And what's most concerning is that it often sneaks up on people. You might not even realize it's happening at first. It could start with small, almost unnoticeable moments where you need to pause and take a deep breath, or where you feel a little lightheaded after climbing a few stairs you've climbed 1,000 times before. But over time, these moments become more frequent, more pronounced, and harder to ignore. The reason this sign is so critically important is because it can point directly to serious underlying issues with your heart or your lungs, your body's core life support system. When these organs aren't working as they should, your body doesn't get the oxygen it desperately needs, and you feel that deficit almost immediately when you try to move around. Think of a man named Charles, who was 79. He shared that he first noticed it when he had to stop halfway through his usual leisurely walk around the block. He thought maybe he was just out of shape or having an off day. But as the weeks went on, the breathlessness became more noticeable. Eventually, even standing at the kitchen counter to wash dishes felt like too much effort. When he finally spoke to his doctor, they discovered his heart wasn't pumping as efficiently as it needed to, and getting the right help made all the difference for him. Another key thing to look for is how quickly this shortness of breath comes on and how long it lasts. You might find that you're fine 1 minute, and then suddenly, even a little bit of movement leaves you feeling winded. Or you might notice that it takes much longer for your breathing to return to normal after even minor exertion. Both of these are signs that something could be going on beneath the surface. And it's not just about the breathing itself. Shortness of breath can also come with other related symptoms, like a tight feeling in your chest, dizziness, or even swelling in your ankles or feet. These added clues can help you and your doctor piece together what's really happening. What's most important is not to dismiss this as just a part of getting older. It's so easy to think, well, I'm not as young as I used to be, of course I'm a little out of breath now and then. But the truth is, if you're noticing a clear, definitive change in your breathing patterns during routine activities, it's worth paying very close attention to. Your body is trying to get your attention. And by noticing these changes early, you give yourself the best possible chance of addressing any issues before they become more serious. Paying attention to how your body feels during everyday activities is one of the simplest but most powerful ways you can look after your health. If you notice that you're getting winded doing things that used to be easy, don't brush it off. Instead, see it for what it is, an important message from your body that deserves to be heard. Taking action doesn't just help you breathe easier. It can give you back your energy, your confidence, and your peace of mind.
Number 4. Sudden confusion or memory loss. Another sign that can take people by complete surprise, and one that doctors caution should never be ignored, is sudden confusion or unexpected trouble with memory.
This isn't about the common, relatable experience of forgetting where you put your keys or walking into a room and not remembering why. That can happen to anyone from time to time. What we are talking about here is a noticeable, sometimes rapid and dramatic change in your ability to think clearly, remember familiar things, or stay focused on simple tasks. It might show up as struggling to follow a normal conversation, getting lost in places you know well, like your own neighborhood, or feeling disoriented and foggy, even in the familiar comfort of your own home. What makes this sign so important is that it can be a direct clue that something serious is happening inside your body. Sudden confusion or memory issues can be linked to a range of critical conditions, like infections, especially urinary tract infections in the elderly, strokes, or problems with vital organ health. This is a sign that you need to be extremely careful about.
A man named Walter, who was 80, shared how he began to notice he was having a harder time recalling the names of people he had known for years. At first, he brushed it off as just another frustrating part of aging. But then his wife noticed he seemed confused about what day it was or what he was supposed to be doing that afternoon. When they visited his doctor, they discovered that Walter had developed a serious infection that was directly affecting his cognitive function. Getting treatment helped him regain his clarity. His experience is a stark reminder that these changes in memory or focus should never be ignored. Another way this sign can show up is through changes in behavior or personality. You might find that someone who's usually easygoing and calm becomes unusually irritable, anxious, or agitated, or they might withdraw from social activities they normally enjoy. These shifts can happen because the brain isn't getting what it needs to function properly, whether that's adequate oxygen, essential nutrients, or proper blood flow. And when the brain struggles, it affects everything from mood to memory to decision-making. That's why it's so critical to pay attention if you or someone you love start showing these signs. It's also important to look for patterns. If you notice that the confusion or memory trouble seems to come and go, or if it's worse at certain times of the day, these details can be invaluable clues for your doctor to figure out what's going on. Sometimes something as simple as dehydration or a vitamin deficiency can cause these symptoms. Other times, they point to something far more serious, like a heart or lung condition that's limiting the amount of oxygen reaching the brain. Either way, recognizing these changes and seeking help right away gives you the best chance of finding and addressing the root cause.
Family and friends often play a key role in spotting this sign. When you're the one experiencing the confusion, it can be hard to recognize that anything is wrong. But loved ones might notice that you're repeating yourself more often, asking the same questions over and over, or seeming unsure of things that were once completely familiar. If someone close to you brings this up, it's worth listening with an open heart. They're trying to help, and their observations could be the key to getting the care you need. Being aware of how your mind feels and how clearly you're thinking is just as important as paying attention to your physical symptoms. Your brain is the command center for everything you do, and when it starts sending out signals that something is wrong, those signals deserve to be heard. Taking action, whether that means calling your doctor or heading to the emergency room, isn't overreacting. It's being wise and taking care of yourself. Number 5. Swelling in the legs or abdomen. One of the signs that often surprises people and that doctors warn should not be overlooked is swelling in the legs, ankles, feet, or even the abdomen that seems to appear without a clear reason. Many seniors assume that a little bit of swelling is just a normal part of getting older or a temporary result from standing too long during the day. And while mild, occasional swelling now and then can indeed be harmless. Swelling that is persistent, that is increasing over time, or that is accompanied by other symptoms could be your body's way of alerting you to a serious underlying condition that needs immediate attention. This type of swelling
known medically as edema, occurs when excess fluid builds up in your body's tissues. When it happens in your lower body or your belly, it can be a clear sign that your heart, your liver, or your kidneys are not working as well as they should be. A man we'll call George, who was 81, shared that he first noticed his shoes felt uncomfortably tighter than usual, and he had trouble getting his wedding ring off his finger at night. He thought maybe it was the summer heat, or that he hadn't been as active lately. But when the swelling didn't go down and his belly started to feel bloated and tight, he knew it was time to see his doctor. It turned out his heart wasn't pumping as strongly as it needed to, and that was causing fluid to back up into his body. Getting the right treatment not only helped relieve the swelling, but made him feel like himself again. One thing to watch for is whether the swelling gets worse as the day goes on, or if it improves after a night of rest with your feet elevated. With conditions like congestive heart failure, you might find that swelling builds up over the course of the day, especially if you've been on your feet a lot. You might also notice that your pants feel tighter around the waist, or that you feel uncomfortably full even after eating a small meal. These clues, though easy to overlook, are important pieces of information that can help your doctor figure out what's going on.
Swelling that is linked to serious health issues often comes with other signs that something is amiss. You might feel more short of breath, especially when lying flat. You might notice that you're gaining weight, even though you haven't changed your eating habits. This is water weight, not fat. Some people find that their skin feels tight and shiny, or that pressing on the swollen area leaves a dent or a pit that takes a while to go away. All of these are ways your body is letting you know it's struggling to keep its fluids in balance. It's also critically important to consider how quickly the swelling has appeared. If it comes on suddenly, especially along with chest pain, trouble breathing, or confusion, it could signal a medical emergency, and you should seek help right away. Even if the swelling builds up more gradually, it's wise to bring it to your doctor's attention. There are many treatments that can help relieve the swelling and, more importantly, address the underlying cause before it leads to more serious problems. Loved ones might also be the first to notice these changes. A family member might comment that your socks are leaving deeper marks than usual, or that your face looks puffier. These small observations can sometimes point to bigger health concerns. Instead of brushing off these comments, consider them caring reminders to take a closer look at how your body is feeling. Swelling in the legs or abdomen isn't just about feeling uncomfortable or needing to change your shoes. It's a clear signal that your body might be asking for help. By recognizing it early and seeking care, you can take a positive step toward protecting your health and keeping yourself active and engaged in the things you love. Final thoughts. As we wrap up this important discussion, I hope you'll take a moment to truly reflect on the 5 crucial signs we've talked about today. What stood out to you the most? Which of these signs have you perhaps noticed, even in a small way, in yourself or maybe in someone you care about? These signs, whether it's the unexplained weight loss, the deep and persistent fatigue, the new shortness of breath, the sudden confusion, or the swelling in your legs and belly, are not here to scare you. They are here as reminders. Reminders to listen with compassion and attention to your body and to take action when something feels off. Recognizing these signals early can give you the precious gift of time, the chance to get help, to feel better, and to keep doing the things that matter most to you. Sometimes it's easy, almost second nature, to overlook these changes or to explain them away as just part of the journey of getting older. But your body is wise, and it knows how to send you messages when it needs your attention. By staying aware and by checking in with your doctor when something doesn't seem right,
you are taking a powerful, proactive step to protect your health. And please remember, you are not alone on this journey. Your friends, your family, and your healthcare team are all there to support you every step of the way.
Now, we'd love to hear from you. What is the one thing you learned today that you plan to use in your life? Maybe you've decided to keep a closer eye on your energy levels, or perhaps you're going to talk with your doctor about something that's been on your mind. Whatever it is, please leave a comment below and share your thoughts. Your experiences and reflections not only help you to process this information, but can also profoundly encourage others who are watching this video too. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to our channel, and share it with someone you care about. Your support helps us continue creating good, meaningful content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.